What's up, everybody? It's Hunter Hansen here, PDJ number 89402. Here to do a little in the bag for you out here at the Crosswinds Open, the Val's tournament. Thank you, Val, for running this tournament, by the way. All right, I guess I'll start off with my putting putters. I typically throw mostly MVP. For my putting putters, I try to stick with Electron soft envies, especially during this winter time. I don't want it to hit the basket, break on me, or I don't want it to hit the chains, you know, and kick back out. So the softness kind of helps that out a little bit. Plus, it's a little bit more grippier. It feels better in the hands. So that's why I try to stick with that. My other putting putter. So I'm horrible at jump putts. I know everyone need to practice them, but I throw a DX Innova Condor, 200 grams. Fun to putt with outside the circle. For my throwing putters, it's gonna seem a little bit different, a little bit weird, because I got a lot of stuff that kind of runs over each other. For my pop-up, my straight shots, I have this, it's an MVP plasma proxy. It's just nice, put it on a hyzer, pops up flat. Sometimes it'll hang out a little bit to the right if I put enough info on it. Next one is a stabilizer. It's a color glow stabilizer, or the Eclipse stabilizer by MVP standards. It's a more overstable, so I can throw this flat, you know, it might go a little bit to the right, or I can put a little bit of a, you know, on an ante, have it come back. It's great out here for the wind that we're gonna be dealing with today. All right, so the next two I got, these are both envies. I got Sarah Hokum to sign this one, Elaine King to sign this one, and I also got Elaine King to sign this one, and I somehow got Ricky Wasaki to sign it. I was trying to get him to sign with MVP. He did not listen to me. We need to have talks about that because that's really annoying. It's all good though. Thank you, Ricky. Glad you're back. Next one here is my Plasma Entropy with the Maple Hill Open on it. Stamp on it. Love this disc. It's extremely overstable. I could put it on a crazy anhyzer. It will come back to the left. I just cannot. It's almost impossible for me to throw it down to a roller. All right, so my bag is not organized whatsoever. So I don't plan on organizing anytime soon, which I probably should. These are some of my fairway drivers that I throw. Both of these right here are Craves. Plasma Crave, and then the Eclipse Crave with the Zam stamp on it for the Halloween disc. Also got Sarah Hokum to sign this. Grateful for her for doing that as well. Both of these discs, they'll pop up. I'll throw them on a slight hyzer. They'll pop up, they'll have a nice S turn, and just love them for that. You know, it's consistent. I can keep on buying that disc and it flies the same. This is my headwind, or I don't know how I got cat hair on there. This is my headwind overstable fairway driver. This is a Neutron Clash. This one weighs, I believe I got it at 165, but it's crazy how overstable this disc still is, even with it being at 165. I still can't turn this thing over into a roller unless I force it that way, which I try not to do, but you know, I'm not a pro. Next two discs, I have a, these are volts. So MVP Volt, this is a Fission Volt, and this is the Proton Volt with the infinite disc stamp on it. I love both of these. Both of these can fight the wind pretty well. This has, the Fission Volt has a little bit more glide on it, so it actually tends to, I can get it to go right a little bit more. This Proton Volt it's a workhorse. I can throw it in any kind of wind I want. It's going to finish to the left no matter what I do. I love it for that. All right, so let's see what else we got. Next two discs I got, both of these are extremely overstable. They're about the same disc. This is the Streamline Flare, and this is the Axiom Fireball. I'm gonna kind of speed through these since I don't want this video to take 10 minutes. The Flare is very overstable. It skips like crazy, and I can throw it in any headwind I want. With the anhyzer, it will not go to the right for me. It always stays left. The Fireball, I've thrown this disc, actually Declan Drake recommended it to me, and I've been using it ever since. It's a great flick disc. I don't really throw too much back in, but I'll do a forehand roller and I'll do, you know, a flick with it. It's always consistent. It doesn't get that crazy skip like this one does, even though they have about the same stability. Moving on. So I got this. This is more of a mid-wind. You know, I don't want to throw this thing in a 15-mile-an-hour headwind or anything, but this is the Axiom Tantrum. It's pretty fast. I want to say it's like a speed 13.5, speed 14 driver. It's got a lot of glide to it. It usually will finish out to the left for me because I'm not trying to throw it, you know, I'm trying to throw it hard, but I don't have a speed 13 or 14 speed arm. So therefore, it's not going to stay to the right. It's going to come back left for me. I like it though. Next one, this is a rare occasion, Zeus. You really won't see too many Discraft in my bag, but since we don't have a Speed 12 for MVP or Axiom or Streamline, Zeus is just fine. This has been pretty consistent. I like it. I could put it, on a slight ante. It'll hold the ante for a little bit and then eventually come back to the left, which is what you'd want into a headwind or windy days, period. Next two I got right here. These are from the Circuit Challenge for MVP. These are the Streamline Traces. These are by far my favorite drivers that I throw. I could usually get the most distance with these drivers than any other ones. They just, I could throw them very slight hyzer. I don't really throw stuff flat very well, so I like them have them slight hyzer. And then these will pop up, go straight, and then eventually they'll finish left for me, which I do appreciate. I have to clean all those up. That's gotta suck. So next one I got here is a Streamline Drift with the Queen stamp on it. Love this disc. It's a great turnover disc. It holds that right side. It just holds that right line pretty well. It will finish off to the left a little bit once I, if I give it enough height. But it's a really good disc. I've been really liking it. I've been throwing it probably for like the last 4 or 5 months, something like that. I guess on to my really understable stuff. I have a Axiom Insanity with the watermelon on it. Love this disc. Loved it since I threw it. Feels great in the hand. It's usually pretty flat and just holds that right turn. Same thing goes with this Insanity here as well, the green one. Now this right here is my roller disc. I cannot not roll this disc. I can put it on a hyzer like this. It's like a Speed 12 Dragon for you Innova guys. But it's a Speed 11 disc. It's a great disc for rollers that I've been practicing. Not really good at, but you got to start somewhere. This next one is actually a little special. This is a Thought Space Athletics Mantra. Great disc, great turnover disc. I can put it on a hyzer. It flips over, but it's not as flippy as this is. So this is a little bit better for me. As long as I don't want to go into a roller. That's a lot of good. All right. This next few will be pretty easy. And they all come tumbling down. All 4 of these are MVP Neutron Photons. This is what I would consider to be MVP's version of their Destroyer. It's a Speed 11. It's got some around the same stats as a Destroyer. I could throw these into a headwind. I flick these all the time. Tailwind. These are my favorite disc that MVP has. If I'm not throwing the Streamline Trace, I'm throwing the MVP Photon. All right, the next few, these are all bundled up. These are all a little weird. All right. So I got this right here from a kid named Josh down there in Charleston. It's a Streamline Lift. It's a little bit flippier than what the traces are. I could put it on a good hyzer. It goes to the right. That's how I tend to like all my discs. I don't like really overstable, but this one right here, it's a great disc. You don't have to put that much effort into it to get that long distance. This next right here, this is a MVP Tesla. If I don't want to go as far as I can with the Photon, I'll pull out this Tesla, and it's got the same basic numbers. It's just like, I think 2 speeds slower, maybe 1 speed slower. It's a great disc, pretty overstable. This disc is ridiculous. This is 100% utility disc. It is MVP Energy. It is extremely overstable. I have never thrown a disc more overstable than this, and if you know me and you have something more overstable, test me with it, and I want to see, because I don't believe it. Next two, I love these discs. This is a MVP Teleport. It's a speed 13.5. This disc is probably one of my farthest throwers, I'd say. It's up there. It's definitely top 2. Like the other part of my discs, put on a slight hyzer, pops up flat, goes right, finishes left. That's the way it's supposed to do. That's how I like it. But this disc, I use this right here is the Axiom Panic. I got this from Mike Ferrantino. Thank you, Mike. This does the same thing as my Teleport did, but it's more overstable. So if I have that headwind, instead of me throwing that Teleport, I'll throw this Panic, and it'll actually come back to the left, and it'll do exactly what that disc will do, but with the headwind involved. All right, so I guess the one thing I did skip was my mid-ranges. I guess I'll go from understable to stable. From my straight disc, straight or understable, is my MVP Neutron Matrix. Max weight, probably 180 or something like that. not ridiculously understable, which I probably need to get one of those, but I'm okay with it. You got to know my own discs first, right? The next one I got, this is a Axiom Pyro with the watermelon stamp on it. Love this disc, everything about it. I could put this one on a nice Annie. It'll come back to the left. I can flick it with power, and it'll always finish to the right. Love this disc. This is probably my most used mid-range that I got. And I feel bad I didn't bag one of my discs. Normally I have a white MVP deflector with some chopsticks on it. I don't have it in my bag right now because I don't want to lose it out here in this water. But this is the same disc, just not as good of a stamp, you know what I'm saying? So this is just a neutron deflector. It's much more overstable version of that Pyro, the Axiom Pyro I just showed you with the watermelon stamp. Great discs, very overstable, very good for the wind. And that's it, man.